Speaking
Moistly.
moistly, keep
Keep
2 meters
2 meters
apart.
apart.
Speaking
Speaking moistly.
moistly.
Welcome everyone, to a very short episode of Speaking Moistly. We're discussing plans to take over the world.
That's right.
How's it going, Greg?
It's going fantastic. We're going to do rapid fire, 2 stories that we are going to cover for you guys.
Absolutely. So have you been keeping up to date with the current restrictions that are rolling out across Ontario?
They're hard to keep up with, but
Every day there's
one of the
go ahead.
I was going to say one of the biggest ones I heard about was actually in my hometown of Kingston, Ontario. And it's
Mhm.
not the one that you're going to talk about, but the one I heard about was you can get fined up to $5,000 for having more than 10 people in your house.
Holy
in
smoke.
Kingston. This is Canada.
That's
This is
wild.
real.
Time
Yeah.
to close the drapes, right? Hope the neighbors aren't sitting there with their binoculars looking in there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, like
Yeah.
at Home Alone where they can see
Yeah.
through the shadows.
But don't worry, this isn't like anything. This is public health people doing this. Okay. So it's totally
Do you think
legit.
bylaw will show up?
Totally
with-
legit.
Like Spaceballs helmets?
maybe that'd be interesting.
Yeah. So, well, in Kingston as well, there's no singing is allowed, right? They've closed down, the malls have to turn down the music. And
wow. I
you
did
didn't
not
hear
hear
about
about,
this?
I didn't hear about that specific detail.
Yeah, man, it's wild. And five is the limit, right? If you've got a gathering. And I didn't know actually about the 5,000.
5? Whoa,
Five is the limit.
5?
That's till the 20th. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was that.
Bro,
I talked
it was
about it this
10,
morning.
I thought. It was
No,
10
no,
before.
well, I didn't even hear about the $5,000 fine.
So I don't get it. What about that awkward moment where you have 7 members of your family? That's awkward.
You hope 2 of them are unvaxxed?
Oh, well, right, because those extra 2 aren't people, right? Those extra 2 they're just these
Ouch.
Kremlins. Yeah, we
Right?
locked him in the basement. We
That's
were trying to keep everybody healthy and safe.
There was well, there was a kid who got hypothermia in the UK because they were socially distancing and he was outside and
Mhm.
not good, man. Not good.
Yeah.
People, the dehumanization is real, right? It's
Well,
absolutely wild.
And I want to emphasize this. There's just been so little detailed, honest conversation since the beginning of all this. And it's like, are we really not going to have an honest conversation about the many, many repercussions and consequences of all these health measures?
I mean, no, we're not going to, like, if you want the answer to that question, the answer is no.
Right.
No. But I think that it's even more interesting that like the unelected bureaucrats, medical officers of health can issue edicts. It's like a letter of instruction. Dear citizens,
Yeah.
from your medical officer of health, love you. It's for your health.
Yeah. Exactly.
For all our healths, and then there's no oversight. There's no even way to tell them that you're upset. If you tell them that you're upset by talking about the next story, we're not quite there yet. But if you happen to go in front of their house to tell them how upset you are, because there's no other way to tell them what you think, people are like, you can't do that. You can't. Oh, that's terrible. Right. And so,
what are
you supposed to do?
It's really weird how this, we live in a democracy, but we are subject to new restrictions and guidelines and orders every single day. And it's just normal now.
It's not even, it's not.
And by the way, there's no one to hold accountable for this, right?
No. Oh, you can't.
It's never like, it's just like a matter of fact. That's just what the rules are. And it's crazy how even after 2 years, many people are just like, well, there's nothing we can do. This is just the way it is.
Yeah.
It's like
they're,
oh, you want to shake them. Wake up.
It's like how we lived in 2015 and before didn't exist. It did. Wow. People didn't live.
It never
like
happened.
It never happened. Poof. Right.
Never
Gone.
happened.
It was a trick of the light, right? It didn't actually happen. It is very interesting because, I don't think they want accountability. I think that accountability, it's just like, what data did you have to justify throwing out our society, our societal cohesion, our economy? And how well has that worked out? Are we more healthy now than we were at the beginning of this? Right. And the overdose deaths alone are just unbelievably high. Right. Unacceptably high.
No health crisis for them, though.
Oh, well,
because we can't sell anything to make us a bunch of money to solve that problem. But
they've already sold that product. Right. They've already sold that. And I think, again,
methadone.
It's just I guess it's the fentanyl, right? Because we're paying for that with fentanyl, sorry, the drugs that they're handing out at these safe injection clinics, which is one of the things that I bang my drum about all the time.
And another thing that seems to be happening as well, especially with the omni-channel variant, is
moronic.
Like there's some of these the moronic variant. There's like these doctors, one from the science table, I believe, who said, oh yeah, well, we don't know, it might be more deadly, we don't know yet, like, this is a myth, I think this was it's a myth that it's milder, it's a myth that it's not as deadly. So it's like, so we've gone from kind of misleading people to just flat out lying, like just flat out lying to the public now, like that's, and it's just like, that's the way it is now.
ABC, NBC, and a couple other US places.
MSNBC.
I showed it on my show this morning. Was talking about how it's milder, and like people were responding because it was a CTV news article saying like we've got to re-educate the public. We've got to re-educate the public on the mildness of this common cold respiratory disease.
Yeah, it's misinformation. Ours is the only information, and it's like, I think you missed information there.
But I'm punching.
Thank you. So I'm here all week.
How valid? We kind of touched on protesting in front of a politician's house. I showed footage this morning of people protesting outside Christine Elliott's house, and it was at 10 o'clock at night, and everybody who's talking about it is saying, oh, it was my MPP who was talking about it. They said, oh, we couldn't do this, this is terrible, she's not to blame. Then who is? Like, and
that's it, right? They want us to believe that it's like the building, like go down to the legislature, complain outside of the building, complain to like the janitor going in and out of there. Like, that's who you should complain to. It's like, no, these were decisions made by a human being. I was watching Raging Dissidents podcast today, House Arrest, and he was talking about this. And they're just saying like, we're going to protest the building. Like, this was a human being that did this. And consequences to your actions, consequences to your decisions. And I think that it's only natural with people having dealt with this for so long now. Maybe we should try protesting outside of their house. Not illegal, by the way.
No. And
not illegal, by the way.
It's one of those things that Rowan said, like, what else are people supposed to do? Like, we can't get questions answered. Even if we ask nice, it doesn't matter if we ask nice, we get accused of being conspiracy theorists or whatever smear they want to levy at us, right?
Which should really be emphasized as like we're used to that type of thing, but like, it's really horrible. That's a really horrible thing.
It is.
Like, being able to complain and like not even complain. Most of the time we're just asking good questions.
Right. Yes.
And then it's like, oh, well, actually your reputation is going to be destroyed for simply asking questions.
Yes.
It's
and then they use the
destruction
of your reputation to justify not answering your questions. So like if you're interested in honestly, if you're interested in reading emails,
pull my hair out.
Just asking questions of people who work for the city of Guelph, asking about how much money did the city of, this is the question I asked them and they would not answer it. They wouldn't answer it. How much money has the city of Guelph paid to fund a racially segregated event in this year? And they would not answer. I said, I just want the money and the, man hours. If you've got 3 or 4 people dedicated to supporting this anti-racist initiative that is a segregated by your skin color event that I'm not allowed to attend because my skin color is white and not black. And I don't identify as black, whatever that means. I also said, can you please explain what identify as black means? And they wouldn't, they didn't engage. If you want to read about those emails, go to CanadaReport.co, by the way.
Mark, being inquisitive and asking questions is actually a sign of the patriarchy and white supremacy.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's white supremacy.
White supremacy. Of course. The white man wanted to ask a question about where we spend money. I rest my case. That's why we need more CRT, guys.
Indeed. Man, it is wild because that's rolling out even further too, right? I talked to somebody today, just before talking with you, Greg, from PEI, and they're rolling out critical race theory in the schools right now. And just wild, man.
Yeah, they're trying to add more chaos and more chaos and more chaos. But it's great because I'm actually feeling really optimistic because I've been thinking about all these people getting laid off who really are passionate about their job, what they do, and now they're laid off. Like, you think these people are just going to disappear and go away? These people have inadvertently been pushed, two hand shoved into the world of Canadian politics. And I do not think most of them are going to be like, well, I guess I'll just sit on my lazy boy for the rest of my life. No, they have been red pilled in a very big way. And they're not going to go away. They're not just going to disappear. These are seeds that have been planted, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they grow over the next several years.
Yeah, it's true. I think that, sorry, my somebody just arrived in the garage, so apologies for the noise.
It's okay.
But yeah, there will be a reckoning. I think there's going to be something that comes of this. And I think that we'll all be surprised by the direction it goes. I don't think anybody can predict what's going to happen.
I agree.
There is going to be a response. People are just going to take this, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're going to leave it there because I got to go. And this was supposed to be a quick 10-minute shot. So we did it in 11. Good job.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for watching Speaking Moistly. Find me on my channel, Greg Wycliffe, Instagram, Greg Wycliffe, Twitter, and TikTok at GDub, GDDUB. Thanks for watching.
And you can find me at all my usual haunts, CanadaPoly.com, CanadaReport.co, and you can check our back catalog at SpeakingMoistly.co. Check us out next time.